All right, people. So this one is gonna be right off the rip. I just got through watching the fights on Netflix, and this has been a horrible night when it comes to entertainment. I could have been doing anything else at this point other than have my chair rolled back. God damn. I could have been doing anything else. Anything. But sitting through this Netflix bullshit. Now, for whatever reason, the shit didn't want to stream. I don't know who it is, but it kept saying, we are having trouble with your internet. And, I keep buffering, and then it'll kick me to to check your internet shit. And then I have to keep restarting the app, hoping that it'll go back, and then it'll play for about 30 seconds. I got high-speed internet, baby. I got Xfinity. And I sit here all day and stream on Sundays, Thursdays, and when I'm watching football. Those are live events, the stream. So why the fuck all of a sudden my internet is not good enough for Netflix of all things? Netflix need to get their goddamn shit together when it comes to streaming live events. Cause that shit almost had me it got me to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna not have Netflix at all. You know what I'm saying? From the amount that I watch it, I might as well. You know what I'm saying? I watched the movie on there last night, but let me watch some random movie. Not a bad movie. But still, because I'm still pissed off at Netflix for like, okay, now we got ads. Like, motherfucker, I was paying at first, I ain't got ads. Y'all said y'all was introducing a fucking plan that comes with ads. You ain't said you were just gonna automatically switch me to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Said, yeah, we check. Then you log in one day. Yeah, you've been switched to the blah 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 blah. But bitch, I didn't ask you to switch me to shit. Now I gotta sit here and watch. I'm sitting here trying to watch a movie, and you do not realize. If you watching YouTube, you expect it. If you watching any other streaming service, and you watching a base version of it, like Hulu or some shit like that, you expect it. Netflix, you don't expect this shit. You sitting there watching a movie right when you get into it, blam, ad. Ad. Yeah, so I don't know, man. That shit pissed me off. The quality of this shit here pissed me off. I had to watch the fucking fight on my phone, dude. I did. I had to watch it on my fucking phone. So, whatever. Whatever. I am not going. I'm not a boxing fan, so I'm not missing anything. And the rest of my streaming shit, everything else works just fine. That was just this shit right here. So I ain't, whatever. I would not be watching any more boxing for like the next 50 years. So that, I ain't worried about that. But even the boxing, none of that shit moves me. It was what, four bouts on the card. And I end up seeing some of all of that. The little tiny little dudes. The first ones, I guess, that shit was horrible. The second one, I watched some of that. The stream lasted long enough for me to go in and out of that shit, and then it cut off in the last round. It cut off in the last round, and I finally get it back in, and them motherfuckers sitting in the middle of the ring. Like, you missed the and it did the same thing for the women's match. The women's match was the best fucking fight. And here we go. It get to the last fucking. I watched most of that with no goddamn problem. Get to the women's fight. Okay, boop. Halfway through the last goddamn round, you little fucking shit pop up on my fucking screen. Yeah, your internet is fucked up. You need to fix that. Bitch, fuck you. Ain't nothing wrong with my internet. Fix y'all goddamn system if y'all gonna be doing live services. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't blame my goddamn internet. I stream live shit all goddamn day long and ain't had no goddamn problems till I tried to watch this bullshit, which wasn't even worth the fucking effort. I get to the last part of the last halfway through the final round, and then boop, the shit cut. And again, that finally come up and it's you know what I'm saying? It's just okay, the match is over. Everybody just standing around, walking around outside the ring. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. Then, of course, we get the fucking main event, which I'm just gonna say, spoiler alert, garbage. This was not a sanctioned fight at all. I don't give a damn what the fuck they call it. This was an exhibition. This was an exhibition. This was not a sanctioned fucking fight. I don't give a damn how they spin the shit, how they put it. This was an exhibition, aka money grab. This is a money grab. That's all this was. And I'm pretty sure that comes to a surprise to no fucking body at all, taking it was a fucking Jake Paul fight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the shit and I'm like, you know what? This looks like the last fight I saw of Mike Tyson. And I'm talking about way back. Like one of his last, if not his last real fight before he like retired or whatever the fuck. Where he was in the ring and he just spent the whole time like this. Mike Tyson spent the whole fight like this. Like this. He gave no inclination that he was going to actually fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, if this was a real fight and and you know, people had money on it and shit. If you bet on this fight, you're a fucking moron. Or if you bet on Tyson to win after the first round, you would have, you know, you just whatever. Just cut, just, you're like, oh, okay, that's it. Whatever. That's money I just flushed down the goddamn toilet. You know? He was like this the whole goddamn time. There was no threat, no nothing. And it's like if you gonna throw the fight and you don't even go through the effort of making it look interesting or make it look like you not just finna go through the whole fight and not fight back, because that's what he did. He went through the whole fight and didn't fight back at all. And you have the announcers and shit like that. You know, they knew what the fuck was going on. They got their little commentary and all this other shit. They knew what the fuck is going on. You got Roy Jones over there talking about, I don't like his legs. And look at his mouthpiece is hanging out. It was something. His mouth, I don't like the way his mouthpiece look. And that man can let his mouthpiece hang out all the fuck he want, because he knew that this wasn't no real goddamn fight. They tell you that right now. You know, this was a paycheck. That's all it was. It's a paycheck. The best part of this shit is Mike Tyson's locker room interview. That shit was fucking hilarious. It was. Mike Tyson is sitting up there with the little man with the microphone, and he asks us a question, and Mike is just somber as I don't know what. Somber is not even a word. He was beyond reserved. You know what I'm saying? You're like, he's just like, hey, man, it's gonna be a fight. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. You know, he ain't really, you know, plain and simple. There ain't no razzmatazz and no shit like that. And then we say, okay, have a fight. And he told the guy, I love you. He kissed him on the goddamn cheek. And I'm just like, okay, that, most people probably look at it, what the fuck was that? If you followed Mike for the last few years, that shouldn't strike you as weird at all. Mike ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Mike is not the same. That Iron Mike Tyson, everybody else was talking about way back then, It's not the same. Physically, he can do what the fuck he want to do. Mentally, he ain't there. You know what I'm saying? It was like that the last fight. Back in his younger days, he wasn't there. This looked like the same, except for, I don't know what they except for, but it was the same. It just, this right here is just like, okay, he got a exhibition fight he got to get through. 2 rounds. He wanted 2. It's a reason why Mike chose to have 2-minute rounds. This was a short ass fight. 8 2-minute rounds. What? 8 2-minute rounds? That means Mike wanted to get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And then, but he had, okay, boom, boom, boom. We gonna do this. I'll do that every once in a while or some shit like that. I'll block all you goddamn punches. But, I ain't gonna just let you just fuck me up, but I'm gonna block all your punches. I'm gonna do this every so often, and that's it. There ain't gonna be no, it wasn't, this was not a fight. This wasn't even a sparring match. It wasn't a sparring match. It wasn't a fight. It was nothing. It was nothing. At least way back in the day when I saw that with Mike, dude just looked like, okay, I don't know when it was. It was probably after the prison thing or whatever the fuck. He had to probably fight to make some money to pay off some shit. You know what I'm saying? Dude back then just looked totally uninterested in fighting. He hopped in the ring and he was just like, he just, I'm so tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm so tired of this, blah, blah, blah. But the commentary, they're talking about, man, his legs is gone, man. His legs is gone. And, I think this is his last round. He ain't got nothing left. He had plenty left. You know why? Because he didn't do nothing. He just stood there and did this shit. Now, if you look at his legs and his feet, they was like in concrete. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going nowhere. Not that he couldn't move. It's just that he wouldn't. If he wanted to bloop, 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 he could have. He didn't want to. That wasn't part of the plan. Because if he would have, it wouldn't have been a fight the other way. He just sit there, he just boop, bloop, take a couple of jabs, shot every here and there and protect himself. So he ain't got to worry about having his face all swollen up or some shit. That was it. No, what did I, the best part, I don't even know if I start talking about something else, the little locker room video, and after he, kissed the dude on the cheek, and then, after that, and then they walked off, because all Mike had on was the crotch guard. He didn't have his boxing trunks on. You couldn't see that at first. You couldn't see that. You couldn't see that at first. All he had was the crotch guard on, the big pad shit. And and he was like, okay, I love you, and walked off slowly to the other side of the locker room, and he didn't have nothing on but which cup doesn't cover the back. So it was his bare ass showing on the camera. That was the most entertaining part of this whole goddamn night, because I'm like, Mike knew what the fuck he was doing when he did that shit. Mike don't give a fuck. Mike knew what the fuck he was doing when he did that. Because he just walked out. He just walked off slow, blue, 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 blue. And the camera was right behind him, watching him walk off. And then it's just ass. It's just... Mike don't care. Mike don't care. I was like, no. But as far as a fight, that is ridiculous. That's all it is. I feel sorry for anybody. If the boxing fans went in there because they like boxing, then I'm pretty sure they got their money's worth up until that fight. But if they paid to go in there, they didn't come in there to pay to see those first 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. Anybody who paid to go in there to see the woman's fight? You know what I'm saying? Who paid to go in there to see the woman's fight? I would guarantee that nobody paid their money to go into that event to see that woman's fight, which was the best fight. The first fight was just boring. The second fight was okay. That was a championship fight too. But I don't like watching a bunch of little dudes going around. That's why I don't watch boxing. This shit is boring. It's boring to me. I don't fucking care. But if I'm gonna sit there and watch it, I would like for the service that's providing to be able to do it adequately, and not cut it out at the end so I don't even see the fucking result, which it ended in a draw. You know what I'm saying? I would like to at least have been there to be like, okay, who won the fight? A draw? Oh, I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even do that. I didn't even see that last part. I didn't see none of the last part of the woman's fight. Not even when they was in the ring or whatnot. After that, I didn't. The last time I got back on my shit, got back to where I could watch it, or I got on my phone, it was in between fights. I just heard after that who won the fight. It's just but the Jake part, and it's weird. It's weird because I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I think the dude is goofy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? He just I don't whatever. But I was hoping that Mike would be able to sit him down. You know what I'm saying? That was not part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? It was obviously not part of the plan. And it does, like I said, it don't surprise me. Thinking it's a Jake Paul fight. I wouldn't take no Jake Paul fight seriously. They give all these accolades and all this shit. He's this, he's that, he's blah, 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 and he's this and this and this and that. He comes in with a record of 10-1, nigga. Fuck out of here. Every other, I didn't see the opening of the fucking first fight, but I'm pretty sure those guys had more than 11 goddamn fights each. You know what I'm saying? The other people come in and fucking 28-2 or 29-6 or some shit like that. You got the women in there 47-1 and 52-6 or whatever the fuck. It's just shit like that. I'm just like, and this dude coming here 10-1. The face of boxing. What? The face of boxing? I don't follow boxing. I don't follow fucking Jake Paul, but I know he hadn't fought nobody. He hadn't fought nobody, and this shit don't count. Because if you throw Mike Tyson back in the ring, and even at 50-8, and be like, okay, fight him for real, nigga, or we gonna keep this goddamn chick. Yeah, it wouldn't go nowhere. Both parties know that. Mike know that, but Mike ain't the same. He ain't trying to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand. Like I said, Mike is not the same as he was back in the day. He's not. He could talk some shit for the camera and to promote the shit, but Mike ain't the same. Mike knows that if he go all out on that dude, it's not even a fight. And I'm pretty sure fucking Jake dumbass Paul know that shit too. I'm like, nah, yeah, it ain't gonna be no fight. They get 10-1. You know what I'm saying? Against that dude. Because if you watch Mike's training, the little training clips, it's the antithesis of what you saw in the ring. You saw Mike doing all kind of bloop, 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 shifting and doing all kind of shit in the ring. There wasn't none of that. In the training montages and shit they show, but none of that. Not even close. He stood there like this the whole goddamn time. The whole time. No, no effort in the fighting, trying to hit that dude at all. And I'm like, it really wasn't worth the stress of me trying to sit here and go through the bad connections and watching this shit on my phone. It wasn't even worth all of that. I could have been watching Diddy videos and shit on goddamn YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Let me go put on some Diddy videos. There's plenty of them shits. Yeah, let me go see how many people that made goddamn videos on Diddy and which ones have I not seen yet. Let me go watch some of this shit. See if I can run across something new. No. And I am very disappointed with that. Very. Exceedingly so. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, ain't nobody surprised by how this shit turned out. Anybody that would have put any kind of money betting on this fight is a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna win? Is Mike Tyson gonna win? Yeah, well, I mean, that's what your mind would tell you. Common sense would tell you that look who he fighting. This is a setup. This is a setup. You know what I'm saying? This is a goddamn setup. Somebody who did bullshit on YouTube. This ain't no different. This is like an escalation of that. Except for views, dollars. Lots of them. I don't even want to know how much they made for each one of these shits. I mean, for these fights. The other people, they earned their shit. Those first 3 bouts, they earned their shit. Those are real fucking fights. That last one was not. You know what I'm saying? They get to fight on a big stage in front of a whole bunch of people on Netflix and stuff. That's good for them. You know what I'm saying? But to be an undercard to that bullshit that just happened, nah. No, well, you know, who give a fuck if the check clear, but still. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck if the check clear? But you know that the people up there got paid way more than you did for a real goddamn fight. Because Mike and Jake Paul, looked the same at the end of the fight. They looked the same at the end of the fight. I can't say that for the fights that I saw. I didn't see the last part of the women's fight, but yeah, I saw their faces in the last. Yeah, yeah, they had some rocky shit going on open here. Yeah, in the men's fight, you know, the fucking, I don't even know what the welterweight. I don't know. Both of them, all them motherfuckers lighting their ass. Yeah. All this shit fucked up. Now the other ones, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't pay no attention to that. Both of them, they spent most time. Both of them spent all their time like this. But both of them was doing this shit. But they was like doing it right next to each other. It's just that fight sucked. That first fight sucked. They both was like this the whole time, but they was like right up against each other, rubbing elbows and shit. I'm like, if one of y'all don't just fuck off and hit somebody, man, y'all both playing chicken and shit. Fuck out of here. I won't be looking forward to no other shit like this. Well, I can't imagine anything like this happening anytime soon. Anytime soon. Jake Paul ain't finna pull some old ass motherfucker out from somewhere and say he finna show everybody how bad he is by whooping up on some old ass box. That shit's not finna fucking happen. I wish it does. But I wish it would happen with, like, you find an old boxer. But let it be somebody that ain't for to play ball. Yeah, I'm not for to put a mic on you, bro. We for the fight. You better fight. Because I mean, even then he wasn't really hit. He was hitting Mike. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't for to knock Mike out. He was just mostly jabbing him. That's basically all he was jabbing him. They got 8 rounds of that shit. 8 rounds of jabs, and then 8 rounds of. It was very disappointing. Very disappointing. I'm kind of being a Houston Texans fan, and from the past couple of weeks, I am quite used to the disappointing feeling. I wanted to see Mike just do something. First of all, I wanted to see Jake Paul get his ass whooped. And then I wanted to see Mike do something and then be able to just go off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? Well, he going to go off into the sunset with however many millions of dollars he got from this fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to see him go, okay, boop, 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 get a little victory. And then even if it was, because you could tell he wasn't going to win, because if you know boxing, and I'm not a boxing fan, but I do know how boxing works. You know, boxing is a point game. It is. Most people don't think about that, just delay, but boxing is a point game. You get points for, relatively speaking, you get points for jabs and hooks from the punches you fucking land. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win the round. Not by, you can knock somebody out, but they grade you on that. Boom, boom, boom. Bap, bap, bap. How many jabs are you landing? How many power punches you landing? And all that kind of shit. I do know that much. That's how you know the fight was fixed. Because Mike wasn't throwing no punches at all. So he wasn't for the win any point battle. So if they would have went all the way 8 rounds, which they did, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even wait for them to announce the winner of the match. I didn't wait. As soon as that last bell rang, because actually the fight was over before then. Jake Paul was bowing and doing all kind of salute shit like that to Mike before the match was even over. They get that little 10-second bell, bing, 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 10 seconds left, and Mike was like, Jake Paul was like bowing down, giving him the salute, and bam, sign of respect and all that shit. Motherfucker, the match ain't over. If he'd have lunged over and popped you in your goddamn jaw, that would have been the most lovely thing. But Mike can't jump that far across the goddamn. But still, that shows you. You do that shit after the bell. You don't do it before the bell during the match. It's just. Thieves, man. Thieves. That's what it is, thieves. Now, I didn't have to pay to watch this shit. I didn't. If this shit, and that's probably why it wasn't on pay-per-view. Now, if you go to the match, whatever. But for everybody else, it would have had to been like this. Because if that was a pay-per-view match, Netflix would have been handing out refunds out their ass. They would have, and if they wouldn't have been, and if they hadn't got refunds, it would have been a class action lawsuit. I can guarantee you that. If that had been pay-per-view and everybody had paid their money for that last match and that's what they got, it would have been a class action lawsuit. It would have been a class action lawsuit. They would have got sued for that. But since it wasn't, and it still might be for the people that went. You know what I'm saying? For the people that actually went to the fucking match. Because you could tell the crowd was disappointed during the fight. You could tell that. God damn. What the fuck was... I don't know what the fuck people be whatever. I live right by the highway, so, and I heard a screech. I don't know if y'all heard it. And I was like, uh-oh, something went bad. But I guess not. Ain't shit I can do. If it did, I can't do them but look at my door. I'm not going out there. But anyway, that's all I got to say on that shit. That's my thoughts on the fucking Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. It was a load of just creamy, mushy, liquidy bullshit. And I hope nothing like that ever happens again.